What if I told you you only need 3 flows to generate $100,000 per month in email revenue? And I'm saying this because one of our clients went from having 0 email marketing all the way up to $120,000 with these 3 flows that I'm about to show you. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can build these 3 flows into your business. So as you can see, these will be the main 3 flows that I've been talking about in this video. 57K from this post-purchase flow. Welcome series here is pulling in around 7.8K. And then of course, on top of that is the abandon checkout, which is pulling in around 25K. So let me show you the actual framework and principles that we've used inside of these flows on my Lucid chart right now. Cool. So these are 3 of the most important flows that you want to use. Obviously, first but foremost is going to be the welcome series. So this is when a user signs up to your pop-up form on your website and essentially gets put into your newsletter. Now, just to show you the sequence that we use when we actually onboard clients, I'm just going to take you through each incremental email and hopefully you can understand why this makes sense. Email number 1 is of course going to be a welcome email. Short introduction, thanks for signing up, and then obviously show the discount/incentive offered. If they signed up for 15% off, you would provide the code for 15% off. If they signed up for free shipping, you would give them the code for free shipping, right? Pretty straightforward. Obviously, you just want to welcome your brand, short intro, thanks for signing up. Email number 2 is going to be a founder's story. Now, not just any old boring founder's story. We really want to hit them with emotion and really try and personally connect with that subscriber. So strong compelling stories is obviously going to help people buy into the vision. What is the purpose of the company? What is the goal here? Why are you different from other competitors? That's email number 2. Email number 3 would be a educational email about the product benefits. And obviously, if there is a pain point here, we really want to stem into that pain point and highlight how this product has benefits that alleviate away from that pain point. Email number 4 is going to be a law of comparison email. So this is using us versus them in order to show why you are the better solution on the market. So this is going to be talking about your unique selling point and why you're obviously different from your competitors. Very strong email. Make sure you are the clear choice here. Email number 5 is going to be gathering social proof, reviews, success stories. If you've got any strong case studies here, maybe you've got some before and afters. If you are, for example, a weight loss supplement company, success stories showing that before and after, or any product that has a visible point A, point B, this is going to be really strong for, of course, conversions. Email number 6, maybe a different educational standpoint. It could even be delving into a blog article that you have a strong data point here. If you've got any blog articles that really do educate the customer, maybe it's about subtopics within your niche, or it's obviously about why your product has been proven to be the best in obviously your industry, right? So more educational here, different angle from what we went about earlier regarding the benefits. Next, for email number 7, if they're that far into this sequence, maybe they're just not sure about what product is best for them. What we do here is highlight some bestsellers. So the better way to do this is by intertwining the reviews and testimonials with those relevant bestsellers as well. So here's how other people have had good success stories, or here's what people have had to say about the best selling products within your store. Email number 8 would be a value packed email. So for example, what we do here is maybe if this is applicable, you can do an industry myth buster email. So breaking down common industry myths, giving them the cold hard truths, and really just putting the science in front of them if there is anything applicable as to why this is a misconception. Okay, so just breaking down any obligations here and myths that they might have heard about your product. Number 9 would be a final reminder about the incentive. Of course, they sign up for an incentive when they sign up to your newsletter. We just want to remind them that this is about to expire. So that's the welcome series. Very strong here. There's a lot of levers that we do to overcome objections and make sure that we really drive home that first purchase from that customer. The next most important flow to talk about is an abandoned checkout. Simply put, obviously, this is the lowest hanging fruit, the hottest customers. They got your products in checkout. We just need to tick them over the edge and get them to convert. So the metric here, obviously, that triggers this is going to be a add to checkout but doesn't purchase. Pretty straightforward. Email number 1 is literally just going to be a reminder about the products in checkout. And what we say here is we don't know how long they'll stay in stock for, right? So just having a layer of scarcity. Call to action is obviously go back to checkout. And inside of each of these emails in this sequence, we have a dynamic block that basically pulls in pixel data from your store, and it will actually go ahead and put their exact products that they had in their checkout within this email. Okay, so when they click that call to action, it takes them back to the checkout where they left off with the exact products they had had in that checkout, essentially, right? Email number 2 would be why our products are trusted. So really just reducing the risk of purchasing here. Here's what other people have had to say. Here's leading authorities who trust and vouch for our product. Stuff like that would go into email number 2, right? Email number 3 would be specific reviews about the products that they had in their checkout, okay? Pretty straightforward here. We just want to reinstate what other people have had in terms of success stories, build up trust, and make sure we actually get people to convert here. Email number 4 would be a final offer of incentive or some form of urgency, right? So again, you could just have a simple 10% off, something like that. These are really low hanging fruit. If they haven't converted after email 3, chances are we need something to tick them over the edge, right? So this could be some form of urgency, scarcity, time to buy, X amount of products left in stock. We're not sure if we're going to restock this product. You really can get creative with this. It's really up to you, but I would just go ahead and have a simple 10% off for this email. That's the abandoned checkout. Next flow to go through is the customer thank you. How this is triggered is obviously when somebody has made that purchase, right? So they've just made that purchase with your store, and this is obviously going to be a post-purchase flow. So email number 1, we're literally going to go ahead, thank the customer and express genuine gratitude, okay? Main thing we want to do here is really just try and build up that VIP and loyalty. So getting them to come back again, maybe even cross-sell or upsell them, which is what I'm going to get into in this second email. Now, what you can do for email number 2 is offer VIP for third-time purchases. So you will have to set up a conditional split for this. I don't really like doing this. I actually like to have a separate flow for VIP, which is triggered once they've made that third purchase. You can make it a little more fine-tuned and actually have a few emails inside of here talking about VIP perks and different incentives to build a stronger relationship. But that's for another video anyway. Let's go back to the customer thank you flow. Main thing here is obviously just offering any relevant cross-sells whilst the needle is still hot and making sure that it's relevant to the purchase that they've just made. Email number 3, this is really crucial, and this is a mistake that I see a lot of e-commerce brands make, is by not removing buyer's remorse. So what we want to do to remove buyer's remorse is really just show success stories of the product, what other people have been able to achieve with this product. So for example, if you're selling some form of supplements, what you can do is go ahead and actually show success stories of people using this in their daily routine, how they make it a morning ritual, and really just showing other creative ways in which they can use your product on a daily basis, right? So just showing success stories. Number 4 would be how to use the product and sort of setting expectations. So here's what a roadmap of the next 60 to 90 days look like. This is really good for, of course, subscription-based brands because it shows how they can actually get the most out of your subscription and use this for the time to come. Here's the roadmap. Here's the blueprint, right? Email number 5 would be another educational email giving more information on your product, potentially as well promoting any relevant blog articles here. Number 6 is offering any upsells or cross-sells, okay? So we gave out a lot of value here, okay? By now, they probably use your product. They're loving your products. What we want to do is upsell them to other potential products or even cross-sell them, okay? Email number 7 is asking for a review in exchange for an incentive. So the beauty here is they've already purchased from you, right? You've already paid to acquire that customer. Now, what we can do is offer an incentive, which A, is going to increase their chances of buying from you again. B, they feel like they're getting a reward for giving you a review. So this helps you build reviews on autopilot. Again, this is great for social proof, but also B, you're potentially getting another purchase from that exact same customer, okay? Really good email there. Number 8 is obviously offering a referral system. So if you do have a referral system within your business, you can actually go ahead and automate this from people who have actually purchased from you, okay? That's pretty much it. Those are the 3 flows that I would go ahead and use to add an extra 100K per month to your business. So there you have it. I promise if you incorporate these 3 flows into your business, you will start to see much better results. And if you want us to do this for you, just click the first link in the description, book in your free discovery call, and we'll show you exactly how we can help. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.